Yeah. Yeah. Out on the plains where the wheat feels sweet, there's a storm rolling in from the mess they made. Kansas mom's still waiting for justice to rise. Too many secrets hid behind small town lies. But we ain't scared of the dark or the fight. Rock Chalk family riding out every long night. Every mile, every rumor, every courthouse door. We've seen it all and we're coming back for more. Cause we got boots on the ground and we're telling it true. Rock Chalk family ain't backing down. We know what to do. Shining light on the shadows they keep trying to hide. We're the thunder rolling in on the justice side. Yeah, boots on the ground and the truth is coming out. If they don't wanna hear it, we'll still sing it loud. Yeah. From Kansas, girly girl for 40 standing strong in line, and Christopher keeping watch on that Jayhawk skyline. Down in Texas, Jezebel witch brings the fire and fight, while Beach Baby from Oklahoma keeps the facts airtight. Leroy Robin, Lavendar, Jason, Oklahoma's got that soul. Journeys riding in from cold Wisconsin fields. Hawkeyes and Jay Domas from Colorado with the shields, and Mama lost Rhonda, Colorado, pride so true. A whole map of justice standing right behind you. DI task force member Kevin McInner got grand jury indicted, but somehow Brady Giglio don't matter, like the truth's been rewritten. And the DA sitting pretty, never voted in by his peers, just placed behind a desk while justice disappears. And the judge, yeah, the one holding Granny's fate, used to be her attorney. Now what does that indicate? If that's what we can see, then what else lies within? How deep does the cover-up go and where does it end? They said stay quiet, but we never learned how. We're standing for the moms, and we're standing right now. Who care when the system fails? We're still right there. Camera rolling, hearts wide open. Truth ain't dead, it's just been spoken. So put your boots on the ground, let the whole world know. Rock Chalk family's bringing fire everywhere we go. For the Kansas moms fighting just to be heard. We're standing with them, every voice, every word. Yeah, boots on the ground and justice on the line. Rock Chalk family, this is our time.
He had a badge in his dreams, boots on the line, sun in his eyes, future on his mind. Mama said, boy, make us proud. He just smiled, never said it out loud. He trained in the cold, he trained in the heat, gave everything he had, never took a seat. Wanted to serve, wanted to stand, protecting strangers like they were his own family. Justice for Enrique, say his name. He didn't fall for nothing, he played the game. He gave his life, trying to do what's right. Now the truth's coming out into the light. You can't bury a heart that's brave, you can't silence a soul that's strong. Justice may be slow, but it finally came, and the world won't forget his song. called it training, they called it tough, but somewhere in there it crossed the line of enough. 4 sets of hands, 4 sets of lives, while a good man paid the highest price. He had plans, he had years ahead. Now his dreams are headlines instead. A folded flag, a family's pain, and a system that tried to wash the stain. Justice for Enrique, say his name. He didn't fall for nothing, he played the game. He gave his life trying to do what's right. Now the truth's coming out into the light. You can't bury a heart that brave. You can't silence a soul that's strong. Justice may be slow, but it finally came, and the world won't forget his soul. This ain't about revenge or hate. It's about a line you don't cross too late. It's about every recruit that walks that floor, knowing someone's watching now for sure. He became the reason the rules get changed, so no more mothers scream his name. He didn't die in vain that day. He became the price for truth to stay. Justice for Enrique, carved in stone, from the academy to every home. He stood for something bigger than fear. Now his voice is louder every year. They may have taken his breath away, but they couldn't take what he stood for. Justice was late, but it showed up strong, and Enrique still leads us on. So when the sirens cry in the night, and a new recruit puts on that light, they'll remember the name that changed the game. Justice for Enrique.
All right. Let's see here. Let me get this off of here. Lots of stuff going on. The last couple of days, the OSCN has been messed up. Had not been able to find. Love the music. Thank you. I could not find Tad Column's case at all. It was missing. So they're having a glitch in the system because I called today. But it came back on last night. Love the music. This is a case that we followed back in September 2024. Most of you know I'm into UFC. I'm into boxing. A couple of my friends came on the panel, said that what happened to this kid was not a boxing match. He ended up with a broken jaw, missing teeth, brain bleeding, all kinds of stuff. Hey, John McSmith, good to see you. So I'm going to play some of the stuff from when this happened, and now there's been 4 people arrested. So finally, the family has a page on Facebook that I follow. Hey, Jessica Witch. That's right. Hey, Jason, good to see everybody. Really good to see everybody. Let's see here. We'll just start here.
6 months since Enrique Delgado-Garcia died. He is the man who collapsed during a training exercise at the Massachusetts State Police Academy last September. His family says they still don't know why he died. Our NBC 10 consumer investigative reporter Bianca Beltran has new details tonight about who is part of the team that is hired to conduct an independent investigation and what happens next for the academy.
Every morning, Jose Perez said his wife cries for her son, Enrique Delgado-Garcia.
Ella llora toda la mañana.
It's been 6 months since the 25-year-old died after participating in a boxing training at the Massachusetts State Police Academy. His family says they still don't have answers about what went wrong that day. The Attorney General appointed former prosecutor David Meyer to lead an independent investigation into his death. Meyer hired 8 investigators to his team. Lisa Holmes oversaw the Boston Police Academy and internal investigations. Norma Ayala Leong, also a former supervisor at the Boston Training Academy. Paul Joyce supervised Boston PD's Anti-Gang Unit and Criminal Investigations Bureau, now a professor of criminal justice. Robert Harrington was supervisor of BPD's Homicide Unit and Bureau of Internal Affairs. Thomas Larned and Kimberly Lawrence are former FBI special agents, now with investigative firms. Gretchen Lundgren is a former assistant district attorney in Suffolk County and former special assistant U.S. attorney, now a security specialist. And Edith Ayuso is a former witness advocate for the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office. Meyer said she works with him during their regular meetings with the family of Delgado-Garcia. In an email, Meyer said no member of the investigative team has any past or present affiliation with the Massachusetts State Police.
These are people of high integrity.
A retired judge and adjunct faculty member at Boston College Law, Jack Liu, says while he believes their varied experience in law enforcement will be beneficial to the investigation, the amount of time the investigation is taking may raise questions.
I worry that when we do police investigations, we take too long, and that can make people think that the police get special treatment, and we don't want that.
Each day that goes by,
y tengo fe en las autoridades.
Jose Perez says he has faith that the authorities will reach a conclusion about what happened.
That was 6 months after it happened.
Nobody right now apparently knows exactly what happened, but it just doesn't seem right. You don't just die in a boxing ring when something went wrong. I don't know.
Kelly Ochoa says she knew Enrique Delgado-Garcia through his volunteer work at a homeless shelter where he tutored students and dressed up as Santa Claus for a holiday party. She was horrified to learn he died following a defensive tactics training exercise at the Massachusetts State Police Academy.
I hope that whatever agency that they are unbiased and can get to the bottom of what actually really happened. And maybe if someone needs to be held accountable, then let's hold them accountable, because there's no reason for him to have passed on from this. This just doesn't make sense.
The Worcester District Attorney announced Monday he's looking for another agency to handle the case because Enrique Delgado-Garcia used to work for his office as a victim witness advocate. Massachusetts Attorney General Andrea Campbell could not say Tuesday who would be taking over the case.
Talking with the DA, talking with other potential agencies to find someone to lead an investigation here who is the most independent, without conflict of interest, and of course will be the most objective. That is in process. I also know time is of the essence. His family cannot wait for a long period of time until that agency is identified.
Former Attorney General, now Governor Maura Healey, would not comment on which agency could take over the case.
I'm sure that DA Early, as all of us, want to ensure that there's a thorough and independent review and investigation, and there's certainly a mechanism for that.
All right. Now for yesterday. Again, it's a case I've been following. We had it on here back in September 2024. Let's see.
Campbell announcing an update on the investigation into the death of State Police Trooper Enrique Delgado-Garcia. Let's listen in.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. On September 13th, 2024, Massachusetts State Trooper Enrique Delgado-Garcia died while training to become a Massachusetts State Trooper. He sought to become a state trooper to fulfill his dream of serving and protecting the people of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Shortly after Enrique's death and after consultation with Worcester District Attorney Joe Early, I appointed an independent investigator, Attorney David Meyer, to review the facts surrounding Enrique's death. I want to thank Enrique's family, his friends, his fellow trainees, and the public for their tremendous patience as this process unfolded. I know that to some, this process has felt long and opaque. Independent investigations are careful and thorough by necessity. In order to maintain the integrity of their process, certain aspects cannot be shared with the public. That confidentiality is by design to ensure fairness for everyone involved. Enrique was a public servant. He began his career in the Worcester District Attorney's Office as a victim witness advocate. His family has spoken openly about his intention of being someone who made a difference in the community and his dreams of becoming a Massachusetts State Trooper. He was a son, a brother, an uncle, and a friend. And Enrique should be alive today. Given the extraordinary nature of these events and the complexity of this case, it was necessary to appoint an independent outside investigator. Death investigations are typically handled by the local district attorney. In this case, however, Worcester DA Joe Early appropriately determined that his office had a conflict because Enrique worked in his office as a victim witness advocate. Following conversations with DA Early, we determined that Enrique and his family deserved an investigation that was completely impartial and devoid of any perception or appearance of conflict. That's why I appointed Attorney Meyer. Attorney Meyer has extensive experience both as a prosecutor and a defense attorney, including 12 years in the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office, where he supervised, investigated, and prosecuted death investigations within Suffolk County. He has since served as partner at Todd & Weld. In this case, David investigated the facts of Enrique's death and the circumstances that surrounded it, just as my office or any other district attorney's office and its investigators would have done. My office was briefed about the investigation along the way and provided logistical support. Because of the design of the investigation, Attorney Meyer had his own independent team to conduct the investigation, and he had full autonomy in making investigatory and charging decisions in this case, which he will discuss shortly. I am grateful to Attorney Meyer for his thorough efforts to follow the facts and to seek accountability to those responsible for Enrique's death. In no way is this investigation, in the charges it has yielded, a condemnation of all law enforcement. The men and women who choose to serve, protect our communities, often in difficult and dangerous circumstances. Our law enforcement members, including those who serve in my very office, are essential to public safety and the rule of law. I know just how much the Commonwealth benefits from the men and women in uniform who serve the public, because I see it up close every day. Many officers go beyond their law enforcement jobs, mentoring young people, supporting community programs, actively working in our communities in a very challenging time to build trust. Their service deserves respect and recognition. And just as they protect us, it is our responsibility to ensure that our inspiring officers at the Massachusetts Police Training Academy are protected from preventable harms and to seek accountability when serious incidents occur. There is nothing more serious than the loss of a life. We can both honor the men and women who serve while also still ensuring accountability within a system, especially when someone dies. Lastly, while Attorney Meyer's investigation focused on Enrique's death, there must be serious discussion and action with respect to reforms. I know that the State Police Colonel, Jeffrey Noble, has already undertaken efforts to effectuate change, and I'm grateful to him, and I look forward to supporting him in those endeavors going forward. Because this is an ongoing legal matter, there may be some questions that I cannot answer in order to preserve the integrity of Attorney Meyer's case. We appreciate your continued patience. And at this time, I'd like to turn over the podium to Attorney David Meyer.
Thank you, Attorney General Campbell, and good afternoon. On the day that I was appointed as independent counsel, I made a commitment to the family of Enrique Delgado-Garcia, to the Massachusetts State Police, to the public, and to the criminal justice system, that I would conduct the investigation professionally, thoroughly, and independently. I pledged to follow the facts and the law, to perform my work conscientiously and responsibly, and to exercise my independent judgment to reach whatever results the facts and the law dictated. I committed not to permit the speed of the investigation, the length of the investigation, or any other outside factors to influence the investigative process. I owed that to the family of Enrique Delgado-Garcia, to the Massachusetts State Police, to the public, and to the criminal justice system. When Attorney General Campbell appointed me, I knew nothing about the facts surrounding Enrique Delgado-Garcia's death or about the State Police Training Academy. I had no preconceived notion of the potential outcome of the investigation. With the support of an independent investigative team, my assignment was to gather the facts through any and all available investigative means, taking as much time as we needed to do things the right way, and to follow those facts and the applicable law wherever they may lead. I fully recognize that the investigative process has been lengthy and it has been conducted in silence, without public comment, at least on my part. That silence has been purposeful. It is a direct reflection of the nature of the investigation and of my ethical and legal obligations. At the same time, I can assure the public that the investigative process has been searching, it has been exhaustive, and it has been without outside influence. Given some of the challenges posed by the investigation, early last year, I sought judicial approval from the Chief Justice of the Superior Court to impanel a special statewide grand jury in order to conduct an independent fact-finding investigation into the circumstances surrounding the death of Enrique Delgado-Garcia. The impanelment of a special statewide grand jury enabled us to compel the testimony of witnesses, to memorialize testimony under oath, to subpoena relevant documents and information, and to gather the facts in a formal proceeding before an independent body. At each stage of the process, the investigative team and I met with the family of Enrique Delgado-Garcia to update them on the status of the investigation. We met with the family this past weekend, and we spoke to them this morning. Over the course of the past 9 months, the grand jury has heard sworn testimony from over 150 witnesses, the vast majority of whom have been state police officers. And the grand jury has reviewed close to 350 physical exhibits, the vast majority of which relate to policies, procedures, activities, and events at the State Police Training Academy. The evidence gathered by the special statewide grand jury has revealed that in the days and weeks prior to September 12, 2024, members of the State Police Training Academy committed a series of wanton and reckless acts in connection with various defensive tactics and physical confrontation training exercises conducted at the academy. The facts and circumstances underlying the wanton and reckless conduct include both A, affirmative acts by academy staff, and B, the failure of academy staff to take certain actions or omissions that they had a legal duty to perform during their daily interactions with the trainees, who were under their care, guidance, and supervision. The wanton and reckless conduct resulted in Enrique Delgado-Garcia suffering concussion-like symptoms as the result of unauthorized, unapproved, and unsupervised boxing-related sparring exercises that occurred during academy training activities on Wednesday, September 11, 2024. The wanton and reckless conduct culminated in Enrique Delgado-Garcia suffering multiple blunt force injuries to the head and massive brain bleeding as the result of the failure of academy staff to intervene and bring a stop to a competitive boxing match between Mr. Delgado-Garcia and a fellow trainee that occurred during academy training activities the following morning on Thursday, September 12, 2024. Mr. Delgado-Garcia died the following day, September 13, 2024, as a result of the head injuries sustained during the recruit-on-recruit boxing match that Thursday morning. Based upon the facts and the law, the evidence gathered by the grand jury compels criminal prosecution of certain members of the Academy's Defensive Tactics Unit, the supervisor of the unit, and 3 full-time instructors. These individuals engaged in ongoing interactions with Enrique Delgado-Garcia on September 11, when he suffered concussion-like symptoms, and on September 12, when he was knocked unconscious. These individuals also had direct management and direct control over the physical training exercises themselves. Factually and legally, each of these individuals owed a duty of care to Enrique Delgado-Garcia and to his fellow trainees. Each of them interacted with Mr. Delgado-Garcia and his fellow trainees on a daily basis. And each of them committed a series of wanton and reckless acts and omissions that resulted in Enrique Delgado-Garcia's death. Given their roles and responsibilities on the Defensive Tactics Unit and their control over the training exercises, the wanton and reckless conduct committed by these individuals violated two criminal statutes in particular. General Laws, Chapter 265, Section 40, alleging the crime of causing serious bodily injury to a person participating in a training program involving physical exercise, and General Laws, Chapter 265, Section 13, alleging the crime of involuntary manslaughter. In addition, the evidence demonstrated that when the supervisor of the Defensive Tactics Unit was asked specifically under oath before the grand jury when it was that she first learned about Enrique Delgado-Garcia's concussion-like symptoms, she repeatedly responded falsely. Given the circumstances of this investigation and the nature of the information at issue, her testimony before the grand jury violated General Laws, Chapter 268, Section 1, alleging the crime of perjury. Now, each of these charges are merely accusations. Each of these individuals is presumed to be innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. These individuals have not been and will not be arrested. I have requested that the court issue a summons for their appearance at an arraignment hearing to be scheduled in the near future in coordination with the court and with their individual attorneys. With respect to each of these charges and each of these individuals, I have intentionally not referred to any of the specific underlying facts that were gathered and considered by the grand jury. Given my ethical and legal obligations, this is neither the appropriate time nor place to do so. Given the paramilitary structure of the State Police Training Academy, various members of the Academy command staff had the authority and the ability to address many of the circumstances surrounding Enrique Delgado-Garcia's death. At the same time, the evidence before the grand jury demonstrated that the nature and extent of their personal knowledge, personal involvement, and personal participation in the specific acts and omissions that resulted in Enrique Delgado-Garcia's death were insufficient to support criminal charges. Based upon the evidence, a reasoned and responsible evaluation of the facts and the law does not support criminal prosecution of members of the Academy's command staff, nor does my professional respect for and commitment to the rule of law. Insofar as I have shared with you generally that certain wanton and reckless acts and omissions compel the criminal prosecution of certain members of the Academy's Defensive Tactics Unit, I want to ensure that certain additional facts are made abundantly clear. Based upon the testimony and the exhibits before the grand jury, there is no evidence that Enrique Delgado-Garcia was targeted in any way. There is no evidence that anyone, Academy staff, fellow trainees, or any others, harbored any personal animosity towards Enrique Delgado-Garcia. There is no evidence that anyone acted with deliberation, premeditation, or malice. One final comment. I take no personal satisfaction, none, from where these facts have led. But I am confident that the investigative team and I have carried out our assignment professionally, responsibly, and independently. And I am confident that we have done so the right way and for the right reasons. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Meyer. I'm happy to take a few questions.
Attorney General, a comment on the trainee who was involved in this boxing exercise. Any consequences for that training in this investigation?
Not in this investigation.
And when it comes
And I will just share what's being shared right now from the team is more detail on the charges and those who the charges are being brought against.
And Attorney General, when it comes to this investigation with the cost reaching $700,000, can you speak to the taxpayers on that investment and the results that were shared today?
So my job in this case, given the conflict that existed for DA Early, was to ensure that the family got an independent investigation that would be thorough, that would be handled well, with integrity, a standard of excellence, and devoid of any conflict or appearance of conflict. By reputation and integrity, David was one of the folks I considered and ultimately hired him knowing he would do a thorough job in following the facts, the law, and of course, reporting to the public where appropriate, where his investigation has led, which he's done today.
Commonwealth is taking a step toward justice after the death of State Police Trooper Enrique Delgado-Garcia. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Colton Bradford, a supervisor and 3 instructors of the Defensive Tactics Unit of the Massachusetts State Police Academy. They're now facing criminal charges in the death of Delgado-Garcia. He died after receiving blunt force injuries to his head during a boxing training exercise. And right now, we're learning more about the incident and what led up to it. Our NBC 10 investigators are bringing us team coverage tonight. We're going to learn more about those troopers, what they're facing in just a moment. But first, let's head out to our Bianca Beltran, who is hearing from the Delgado family.
That's right, a difficult day to receive this news that they've been waiting for over a year now. Now, what we've learned today from the Attorney General's office is that a special grand jury was impaneled as part of the independent investigation, which resulted in indictments against 4 State Police Academy staffers, including charges of involuntary manslaughter.
And just as they protect us, it is our responsibility to ensure that our aspiring officers at the Massachusetts Police Training Academy are protected from preventable harms and to seek accountability when serious incidents occur.
Attorney General Andrea Joy Campbell and independent investigator David Meyer announced criminal charges against a supervisor and 3 instructors of the State Police Academy's Defensive Tactics Unit. Lieutenant Jennifer Penton, Trooper Edwin Rodriguez, Trooper David Montañez, and Trooper Casey Lamont are facing charges of involuntary manslaughter, causing serious bodily injury to a person participating in a training program involving physical exercise, and Lieutenant Penton facing an additional charge of perjury for allegedly lying when questioned under oath.
The wanton and reckless conduct culminated in Enrique Delgado-Garcia suffering multiple blunt force injuries to the head and massive brain bleeding as the result of the failure of Academy staff to intervene and bring a stop to a competitive boxing match between Mr. Delgado-Garcia and a fellow trainee.
The investigation found 2 days before he died, Enrique Delgado-Garcia suffered concussion-like symptoms as a result of unauthorized and unsupervised boxing sparring during academy training. The next day, he was knocked unconscious in a competitive boxing match with a fellow trainee and died from his injuries the following day. The details difficult for the Delgado-Garcia family to receive. Enrique's stepfather, Jose Perez, told us. They are pleased with the results, but are feeling many emotions, above all, a sense of justice. He says no one is above the law.
And the Massachusetts State Police also shared a statement with us that reads in part, today is a difficult and somber day for the Massachusetts State Police as we continue to understand the events that led to the tragic death of Trooper Enrique Delgado-Garcia. They say as a law enforcement agency, we respect the legal process and have fully cooperated with the independent investigation while remaining focused on our mission of keeping Massachusetts communities safe. Now, the Attorney General said that the troopers facing these criminal charges have not and will not be arrested. Rather, they will be summoned to court for an arraignment in the near future. I also asked if the recruit who participated in the boxing match with Enrique would face any consequences as a result of this investigation. The Attorney General said no. Reporting live in Boston, I'm Bianca Beltran, NBC 10 Boston.
Bianca, thank you. So who are those 4 Mass State Police troopers that are now facing criminal charges related to Enrique Delgado Garcia's death? NBC 10 investigator Ryan Kath picks up that part of our team coverage.
From a background in professional boxing to running a jiu-jitsu training program for police across Massachusetts, the social media profiles of the accused troopers show they have a lot of experience when it comes to defensive tactics. Lieutenant Jennifer Penton appeared in a story we produced about famous boxer Muhammad Ali back in 2016.
Empowering people, empowering females especially.
Payroll records show she's been with state police for a decade and earned a life-saving award in 2017 for reviving a man in his car. But as a supervisor of the defensive tactics program at the State Police Academy, prosecutors say she and 3 other troopers, Edwin Rodriguez, David Montanez, and Casey Lamonte, put Enrique Delgado Garcia's life in jeopardy. The family's attorney explains it this way.
They basically turned a blind eye to a person being beaten, beyond which it would appear that if this was a professional fight, the fight would have been stopped well in advance of Enrique being knocked to the canvas multiple times.
Along with the manslaughter charges, Penton is also accused of perjury for lying to the grand jury during her testimony. In the wake of Delgado Garcia's death, state police suspended boxing as part of the academy curriculum and launched an independent review of all training exercises. I did reach an attorney listed in court records for Penton, but he told me he will not be involved in this case and had no comment. It's unclear who will be representing her and the 3 other troopers moving forward. We did ask state police if they will remain on duty or be placed on leave during the pending criminal cases. We're still waiting for that answer. Ryan Kath, NBC 10 investigators.
And our NBC 10 investigators, they have been following this case very closely for us from the very beginning. If you want a closer look at the timeline of the investigation and reaction from Delgado Garcia's family, you can head over.
Okay, there was that. That was a case again that we followed since September 2024. And if you remember, there was such a thing as Oklahoma being trained street justice. And a lot of agencies had quit using that, but there in Texas County, they were still using it. We're going to have to follow back up on that, too. I see Journey's in here. Hawkeyes, Girly Girl, Jezebel Witch had to go. Christopher Hughes, I don't follow the Idaho 4 no more. I did until he said he did it. Then I was done. Simi Sharp, good to see ya. Beach Baby, Lavender. Jason. John McSmith. Let's see here. You tell me. That's right. You tell me. Crazy Mama. Okay, I think I got everybody. I'm going to drop the link if anybody wants to come up. Has anybody been following the Guthrie case? I see where Journey said she might go over to Tucson. I'll tell you, I'm not a JLR fan, but he has been doing some pretty good coverage. As a matter of fact, that's what Rick is watching now. Let's see here. As a matter of fact, I'll pull it up real quick. Let's see here. Again, I'm not a big JLR fan, so. All right. So you can see right down here is where we covered Enrique case before. I wanted to follow up on it. Hey, Justified, how you doing? It is nuts, crazy mama. It is crazy. You're going to have a hard time beating JLR. Listen, the guy is not afraid, that's for sure. JLR is not afraid.
Guthrie's home. Sheriff's deputy has arrived to the scene. Come on in, folks.
Let's see here. I believe he's still live, as a matter of fact. Oh, he ended it 7 minutes ago.
Breaking news. Boots on the ground. Another day.
Check this out. He was following the FBI. They were going house to house to house. So is Dolly Vision. He's there too. Anyway, it's quite crazy. Seems like they're zoning into that neighborhood of the sister Annie and her husband. They're in her neighborhood. I think they're getting close. I think they're getting real close. But anyway, let's see what JLR said before he got off the air.
Oh, looking in his shed.
Again, they've been knocking on everybody's door. There was one lady that wouldn't let them search, and they took down her tag number and stuff. Yeah, I saw the video that FBI was able to pull. The guy has a mask on, or gal, I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
I'm going to get out a minute. My part. Yeah. We'll just follow.
But anyway, if you want to go back and watch JLR, he's been there the last couple days. It's a crazy case. He must have left.
You know that guy that was with us the whole day with the glasses, the bald hair?
Okay, well, we don't want to do that. Anyway, very interesting. A lot of things being released. Did I not share that? Oops. Let's go back just a little bit. And there's no volume, so just so you know. Brian Denton dropped something. Has big eyes and a mustache, from what I can tell. Yeah, it looks like he has a mustache. Flex his eyebrows. I can show it. I'm showing it now, but I'm going to see if I can pull another one up. We'll look at Brian Denton here in a minute. Wonder what he has in that backpack. It's kind of crazy, huh? And then they said he got some vegetation outside there to put over the camera while he was taking care of the camera. It's crazy. It's okay, you can watch from the bushes. Let's see what Brian Denton had to say. Let's see here. Was he live for it? Or was it on News Nation? So there was a day ago, maybe News Nation.
continue following breaking news out of Tucson, Arizona. The FBI just releasing both a series of photos along with a video of what they are calling a potential subject in the Nancy Guthrie case. Not suspect, subject. Let's get right out to senior national correspondent Brian Enton, who is in the Tucson area for us, joins us live on the phone. Brian, this seems to be a really big deal here.
Yeah, I mean, this is massive. This is the biggest development that we have had since this case broke open. Now that we have these photos, and I mean, they're terrifying, Nicole. You know, when they said they were going to release a surveillance photo, I was thinking maybe something from a gas station or something like that. I had no idea that they were going to be able to get the photos and video off of the Ring camera, the Nest camera, I'm sorry, which apparently if you back end ways, Kash Patel tweeted out that they were able to work with Nest and recover these photos. You see that the guy is totally covered from head to toe. He's in a mask. He's got gloves on. Clearly, it seems like this was a professional who knew exactly what they were doing. You can see what appears to be a gun and a concealed holster near the waist. And just now, Savannah Guthrie has posted on Instagram these photos. And she also said, "We believe our mother is still alive." And honestly, that's the first thing I thought when I saw these. I mean, it looks so professional. When we were starting to sort of discount the kidnapping ransom theory, then you see these photos, and it seems to almost back that up now that this may have been a very sophisticated professional kidnapping, Nicole.
Brian, what was the latest that you saw at the house? What was going on out there?
So it's been quiet at the house, but what's interesting is in these photos, and there's also video that has now been released, you see the suspect, and I think I think we can confidently say suspect now. I mean, why else would this guy show up to Nancy's house looking like this, armed with a gun? But you see him pick up some like brush, like some flowers, some like pull off part of a bush right there. And it's so interesting because when we went up to the door and saw the blood, we also saw that that little the little piece of the bush that he had picked off. And I don't know what he was using that for, if he was trying to use it to cover the camera or use it to pull off the cameras. I don't think he'd be concerned about thumbprints because he's got his glove on. But that little piece of like weeds and brush that he picked up was actually still on the ground. I remember seeing it when we went up to the door and got video of the blood.
Oh, that is really interesting. So, Brian, as of right now, the sheriff is saying that there will be no press conferences. And as I was just speaking with the former FBI agent before you here, we saw numerous press conferences at the beginning of this case in the first few days when Nancy Guthrie went missing, when there really didn't seem to be a lot of information.
Okay, let's see if I can find it. Brian Enton. Said 53 minutes ago. Let's see here. Maybe this one?
Hey guys, so something else new. I have just confirmed that the FBI's hostage rescue team, it's called the HRT, the hostage rescue team, is on the ground in Tucson, which is a big deal. I mean, it's an incredibly elite unit within the FBI. There's the FBI SWAT team, but then they also have the hostage rescue team. Those are the people who go in and try to save people who are being held hostage. They're in Tucson right now, and the sense is that there's like movement happening possibly tonight. We confirmed that the SWAT teams that left the Pima County Sheriff's Office, that movement was in relation to the Nancy Guthrie case, whether they were just going somewhere else to stage or whether there is actually something that's going to be happening tonight. I don't know. But the sense, I mean, there's a lot of things moving around right now because we have a camera at the Sheriff's Office. We have a camera at Annie Guthrie's house. I'm still at Nancy's. It feels like things could be happening. And hopefully it's good news at some point with in regards to Nancy. But I just wanted to keep you guys posted because that hostage rescue team from the FBI is a big deal. Hey guys, so something else new. I have just confirmed that the FBI's
So you're saying Brian Enton jumped in on duty, Rons? Is that what you're saying? Very interesting. I think they're getting close. I hope she's still alive. They're definitely getting close. Is what it looks like. I did not watch Duty Ron today. Nice. I like Duty Ron. Interesting. Well, we'll just have to see. I see SD4LYT said yes. Brian Hinton jumped in on Duty Ron's. Let's see what Duty Ron had to say. Let's see what Duty Ron had to say. Let's see here. I know he was live earlier. Okay.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to an unscheduled nation.
We continue.
I want to see if I can find the Brian Hinton part. Wait a minute.
That backpack, is there clothing? Is there a tarp in there?
I mean, it didn't even seem like he attempted to tear off that camera immediately. I mean, you know, that's the and why would you approach it head on? Is there no other way to approach that camera from the side so that you're not getting all this information here?
Yeah. Again, up to an hour's worth of recording. It would be interesting to see. I know that we won't be privy, they won't share with us a lot of this stuff, but here you got a full view of that circular driveway right where my cursor is here, right? He goes over here, and Brian Hinton in that report, the reason I want to play it all is that when he says, when he came up, remember we talked about him coming up and taking those pictures the next day after they released the crime scene? He said that parts of, I guess there is maybe a section over there as you walk up to the left, some bush or, whatever he picked up there, I don't know. But Brian said, yeah, we saw it. We saw parts of that on the patio.
Hey, let's see here. Everybody's been covering it today.
There we go.
Go back.
I got it.
Did he actually come up there live, or did they just play what he had did?
Clear.
I'm not so sure he was up there live. I think they just played what he did, right? What it looks like.
Yeah, it looked like a key lock there.
Maybe on the garage door.
See red flags.
So this is where the Nest camera that recorded this perpetrator. This looks like doorknob, obviously, and
deadbolt.
Yeah, this looks like a deadbolt with a key.
Mm-hmm.
Am I missing something here?
No.
9.
The keypad might be maybe I don't know if anybody showed the garage door. This is you have to zero in that this was the point of entry, because they're not saying anything was broken in the back. They're not saying the window was broken. Somebody got in here very quiet, because if she is sleeping, they're going to catch her by surprise.
Let's see if there's anything closer. I know he pans up again here.
Here we go.
Now I see
that's a doorbell
in there. I saw on Joel's Surviving the Survivor that this was like 1:48 in the morning, is what NBC was releasing. Is what time it was? 1:48 in the morning.
There's where the Nest is.
There's the missing Patsy. That Patsy's going to roll.
Yeah.
So Ed, let's just assume something went wrong.
Yep.
And they're inside the house and they know they're comfortable in that house for 41 minutes. Wouldn't you think that oh crap, so and so, something went down. You know, she's not doing good. I got to get her out of here. What do we do? This and that. You don't think there was conversation about that? If there were more than one, exactly. So that's why pinging those towers is going to be so important. That cell tower over there is going to be.
Well, they took, they did a Celebrite download dump on Nancy's phone and smartwatch. They did it. I believe they also did it over at Nancy's daughter's house. I saw them bring in a Celebrate box in to Nancy's daughter's house. So they're obviously doing some dumps there.
I have video of that. I think we've all seen that video hit of the FBI along with the Pima County sheriffs going over to Annie's house with the. They actually zoomed in on the Celebrate. You could see the wording on the hard case. Sorry, gentlemen. I just want to say thank you to Tulma for the $10 super chat. And he or she says, with the color stills, the perp looks high percentage that he is Latino to me. Have they said anything about his ethnicity? They have not, and that's a difficult one to make, especially completely all masked up like that. But you leave that up to the experts, right? We can always think what we want to think. It's great to hear the different ideas, because when it finally comes to fruition and an arrest is made, it's always news when I go to that.
Well, there's one there.
Have some. Listen, it's been an hour and 30 minutes.
Okay. I'm going to get it, but you guys are doing a great.
There you go. There was that. All right. Well, we'll keep following it. A lot of people is covering it for sure. Journey, are you going to go there? I don't think Journey's too far from there, as a matter of fact. Interesting. So interesting. Well, let's see here. I'm telling you, another thing I've been following is that Guerrilla Publishing, that Ron Durbin. It's kind of crazy to watch some of the stuff that he's coming up with. I'm going to show you a little bit. Bonita, Oklahoma police chase ends at a school bus. There's no volume. Anyway, this guy, let me pull it up. He's sure saying a lot of things here. If you get a chance, go check out his page. He gets arrested a lot too. But anyway, that's that. He posted them pictures. A lot about the schools in Oklahoma. A lot about the principals and the superintendents. We wonder why we are last in education. We can't even keep people that don't belong out of contact with our kids. I'm going to have to go through and look at some more of it. I don't really want to cover anything that there's not solid proof. So anyway, I think he strictly posts mostly. There's a coach. He posts a lot, that's for sure. A lot. Okay. Apparently the perp in the house for 41 minutes. Poor lady. She must have been so frightened when it's going down, I bet. It's all right. It's not a problem. I like it when you tell me stuff, though. We'll go look. It's not a problem, though. I definitely wanted to go back over the Enrique case. That one really bothered me. I remember going up on panel with Josh and Skywalker in 86 Boxing, and they all said that there was no way that the damage that happened to Enrique happened in your normal boxing match. So finally, the family is going to get justice. Sometimes we go over cases and we don't hear about them again. So, and that's one I follow on Facebook. Follow the family's page. So hopefully they at least are going to get some kind of justice. Yeah, I hope she's still alive too. You guys think she's still alive? Do you think the sister and the brother-in-law had something to do with it? Just kind of curious. It's a thought. I hope she's alive too. Yeah. Kind of crazy. I mean, they haven't sent any video of her being alive, right? To Savannah, not that I've seen. We've seen no proof of life so far. Anyway, I'm not going to stay on here too long. Did anybody in the chat, did you have anything else to talk about? I think it's sketchy too, and he's a teacher. But what do we know? I pray she is alive, but I bet she is messed up for life if she is. So I don't wish that upon her either. Depends on who took her, right? Kidnapper hasn't reached back out again, has he? No, not since the deadline of 5 o'clock yesterday, I don't think. Yeah, that's the big thing, Justified. Usually they'll come out with the proof of life, some kind of video with proof of who's alive. Let's see a picture of the brother-in-law. Okay, let me find him. Okay. All right. Get this up here. Here is the brother-in-law right here. That's the brother-in-law. Yeah, which is the son-in-law to Nancy. No. Don't know. I mean, he's definitely, they said he's a suspect. I think they even went and took their cars. Them brows, yes. Them brows are something else, I think. Interesting. Okay, let me get to chat here. Okay, in my opinion, I think so. And I think Savannah thinks so too. Prayers for Nancy. There's the picture of the son-in-law. Yeah, I don't think they've reached back out. Published poet and a part-time teacher. But she hasn't been seen for a long time. Really? I had not heard that. So maybe she died, didn't tell nobody. Then someone calls and says she's not at church, and daughter and hubby start freaking out. I thought they took Annie's car. I could be wrong. I thought they did though. I think the son-in-law has been checked out, but I wouldn't count him out quite yet. I think he is up to something. Yeah. Are Annie and husband still married? Yes. Yes. He's a teacher. He's a teacher in the area. And they don't live too far from her. They're not living too far from where Nancy's house is. But they're back in that neighborhood. They're in Annie's neighborhood. Thing is that they're not as well off as the other two siblings. Not as well off as the other two siblings. Yeah. I mean, I've always said this. Police officers, you got to give a lot of credit to this. Police officers don't get paid very much, and neither does your teachers. They don't make very much money. That's got to be a job that you want to do because you want to teach people, because it sure don't pay. Don't pay worth a darn. Yesterday, someone from general area wrote in and said there was a medevac helicopter, 2 Black Hawk choppers, and a government plane flying above the mountains there. They did have the helicopter today. JLR was showing the helicopter. You just never know. They canvassed the neighborhood for all their cameras. Now, so today, this evening, they were knocking on doors and talking to people. Yeah, I watched JLR. I watched Dolly too. They both are there, boots on the ground. Dolly and JLR. Listen, I'm not a fan of JLR, but he don't care if they tell him to back off. He still keeps going. He don't care. So I'm sure he'll be live again. Alrighty. Let's see here. It's been 1 hour and 6 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and get off here. Plus, I don't really have anything else to say. Again, I try to cover cases that we've covered and try to get the outcome of them. So that's why we covered the Enrique today. Yeah, Brian's there too, just in a different location. Yeah, I agree. Listen, again, I'm not a fan of JLR, but he just boots on the ground. He does really good at covering it. I guess I can't really get over his past is what sticks with me with JLR. Son-in-law was last to see Nancy alive, yeah, when he dropped her off Saturday night at 9:45. Yeah, so it hadn't been that long that she'd been missing. I mean, it's not like she'd been gone for a while because they just saw her on that Saturday night that she went missing. Rock, thanks for always educating us. You're welcome. I try to do my best. Try to give everybody a safe spot to talk. Miss you, Rock Talk. So glad you're back. Well, thank you. Thank you. Listen, I started a cholesterol pill today. I guess my cholesterol's up. So I started cholesterol pill. And I got to start getting rest. I have insomnia so bad. So they gave me Seroquel. That shit's been kicking my ass. Like, I've been sleeping most of the days. I can't wait till it, levels itself out. It's so crazy. I may be wrong, but I do think it's something not right with the son-in-law. Yeah, it's hard to say. Justifies his only adult conversation I get is on here. Yeah, so you're looking at a farm truck? Really? What about the ATV you're supposed to be getting? Come on now, girl. You got to get your priorities in row. If you buy another truck, you're not going to have the money for an ATV. And you need a 4-seater, too. I'm just saying. Not a 1-seater, not a 2-seater, a 4-seater, okay? You have to stare at the sun for 10 minutes every morning. Really? I have to check that out. Yeah, my cholesterol, I guess it was bad. I just had a bunch of blood work done on Friday. Anyhow. Much love to everyone. Again, the OSCN was messing up. Couldn't find Tad's case anywhere. And it finally did show back up last night. And we're going to stay on top of that. Get my sleep pattern back. It's been off for a very, very long time. Very long time. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting some good sleep. I'm looking around. Probably have to buy out of Kansas. Listen, if you buy in the off months, that's when they're the cheapest. That's for sure. If you're looking for an ATV. Thank you for the prayers. Please get better. Thank you for today. Sorry, I was late. Listen, you never have to worry about being late, standing in the bushes, or any of that. That's one good thing about YouTube is you can watch it later. And if you don't feel like talking, you can just sit in the back and watch. It's all good. It's all good. Oh, I was going to say something else and then I forgot. I lost my train of thought. Falling asleep, laugh out loud. Yeah, I'm telling you. I just thought. Anyway, it's supposed to level out. Hey, Jay Thomas. Probably just got off work. Yeah, the medicine's making me fall asleep. It's making me wake up and I feel like I've got a damn hangover. So I've got to get used to it. Have you seen Red? Red as in red metal? Is that who you're talking about? Have you seen Red metal? I'm going to stay long enough to see if that's what you're saying. Let's see here. 11,000 phone calls. Holy cow. Yes, the Olympics are good. They've been real good. Listen, Vaughn had no business being up on them, being up. She should not even been in the Olympics. So, since you're bringing it up, I'm going to say it, okay? So, I received, you won't see Red back here, okay? Straight up, you will not see Red back here. Out of the blue, I got some messages about Red in my text. I called him and told him he was not welcome here no more. He seems to have a case, a couple of cases in the past of child crimes, and I just can't handle people with child crimes ever. So, if that answers your question, he's not welcome here. That's just something I can't forget about. But yes, the evidence was sent to me, and I immediately called him. I didn't even ask for it, so I don't even know where it came from, who was digging on him, or what. I have no clue. I just know what I got and what I read, and I couldn't unread it. So, there you go. I couldn't sleep last night, so I watched some of the started live at 1:30 in the morning. Yeah, we've been watching Winter Olympics too, for sure. Vaughn should never have skied either rock. No, she shouldn't have. She was already hurt. She just got airlifted the week before off the mountains. This is kind of crazy. Lavender, thank you for the prayers. Hope I get better soon too. I've got some more skin cancer, so we're fixing to start to do all that again. But anyway, listen, the skin cancer is nothing new to me, and we'll just keep getting it cut out. That's how we'll do that. Most that have child crimes against them can't use social media. Well, he was on social media. Again, I confronted him because that was the right thing to do, and told him I was sent the stuff. I didn't say who sent it to me, and that he needed to go on. So there was that. Not supposed to, but those creepy people still do it. Listen, if you watch Colorado Pet Patrol, they're catching predators every day, sometimes 3 a day, and some of them keeps offending. So the child crimes, I can never get over. Child crimes is just something that is just too much. Too much. Pedophiles, any of that. No, I have no room for it at all. At all. Oh, thank you, Beach Baby. It is what it is, but listen, we'll get through it. Or elderly crimes, I agree. But something about child crimes is just, oh my gosh, and pedophiles is just, just a thought. I'm disappointed too. I'm disappointed too. And I don't know, somebody probably sent it to you too, I would assume. I was shocked. There wasn't just one. There was 2 cases, so. Yep. We don't have room for, listen, we accept pretty much anybody in this channel, but not somebody like that. I just can't. Cannot. I still have not heard, as far as my hairdresser, when that celebration life's going to be. So I'm waiting on that. I know my daughter calls me crying every day. If you don't know, young lady that also hung around with my kids, grew up with my kids, ended up being my hairdresser, got connected with fentanyl, went to jail. Listen, a lot of things happened. I don't want to talk bad about her. She's gone. She passed away last Thursday. Seems like she OD'd 4 times last week. She had got out of jail, OD'd like 4 times. On the last time, she was at McDonald's and EMS came. The way I understand it, they used Narcan on her, and she refused treatment and went down the road, and she died. 35 years old, 2 kids. Rock, I hope you get some good rest. Prayers for you, your daughter, and her family. Yeah, it's been rough. And her boyfriend, her boyfriend really loved her. And he had to kick her out of the house, and she was living in a shed. They tried to do the tough love with her, and it just, it didn't work out. It's heartbreaking. Yeah, my daughter's age. It's so sad. Oh, well, I know the real name because it was sent to me. So if you email me, I'll send it to you. Yeah, it's really sad. As a matter of fact, I think I'll play the song. Oh, did I take her picture off? Let me see if I still got her picture up here. Let's see here. Yeah, it was really sad. At Christmas time, she was hitting me up about 2 weeks prior, begging me to let her do my hair. And my daughter said, don't let her do your hair. She's not good. And I was like, what? She's not good? And she said, Mom, if you do it, she's gonna, she'll spend that money on drugs. So I said, no. Never works unless you want help. And listen, she didn't want help, or she'd been to treatment, okay? Been to treatment many times. Very pretty girl. Really, there towards the end, she just was looking bad, real bad. And she stole from Justified. I didn't know that till the other day because I hooked her up, and she was doing Justified Sun Sayer and some other people from school. And she stole from Justified, and she stole from my daughter that I just found out. And listen, she just got involved in some nasty stuff, some nasty drugs. That any opiates is really bad. Hey, Anthony, good to see you. Is this closing down? We'll be live again Thursday, about 7 o'clock, guys. And with that, we're going to go ahead and play this song that we wrote for Courtney. May she rest in peace. The demons won, but now she's at peace. Yes, may her soul rest in peace, that's for sure. It's so sad.
Courtney will be 35 forever, frozen in a photograph of time.
You have a blessed night too, Anthony. Much love to everybody.
A mirror full of laughter.
Check in Thursday at 7.
People feel just fine. She had a daughter with a mama's eyes, and a little boy who needed her smile. She tried so hard to fight the dark inside, but the light was stronger for a while. 35 forever, heaven knows her name. Not to find my needles, not to find my pain. She was more than a demon. She couldn't outrun. She was somebody's daughter, somebody's mom. We say her name so she won't fade away. Courtney lies in every tear we cry. 35 your heart. Had a way of making strangers feel like friends. But the pills whispered lies in the dark. So just one more time, then it ends. So many kids you grew up with are gone, lost to a poison, dressed up as relief. Fentanyl took more than it ever gave, left a whole generation in grief. 35 forever, heaven knows her name. Not defined by needles, not defined by pain. She was more than the demons, she couldn't outrun. She was somebody's daughter, somebody's mom. We say her name so she won't fade away. Call me lies and every tear we cry. 35 forever, February 5th, the day the world got quieter. If nothing wrong could save us soul, you still be standing here today. Addiction doesn't care who you are, so just slowly takes the light away. But her love still grows in her children's hearts, and the people she knows. She's not a redneck, she's a light before the laughter, the kindness, the girl we adore. Rest easy, Courtney, you're finally free. No more fighting what we couldn't see. 35 forever, but never forgotten. You live on in us eternally.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second. I wouldn't be doing justice for the Jayhawks if I didn't play this one that we wrote. Jayhawks did take down the #1 Arizona last night, and our star player was not playing. Here we go. Almost forgot to play it. It was a hell of a game. Listen, even if you don't like basketball, it was a hell of a game. I loved it. I'm telling you, I think I bit off every fingernail I have. Oh, hold on. Oh my gosh, I was playing it and wasn't playing it for you. Oh Lordy, there, we'll start it over. This is good. It's a good one. There we go. My bad.
Oh, yeah. Packed house, sound field house shaking. red and blue, feel the whole place quaking. They said we couldn't, said we were done, but the underdogs came loaded with heart and a drum. Arizona rolled in, wearing crowns. Number one thought they'd run this town, but you don't walk in a house in rain. Now when rock chalk's in your lane, every doubt just turned to noise. Hear that chant, hear that voice, history calling our name tonight. This is where legends rise. We took down number one. Yeah, we showed them who we are, from the hardwood floor to the midnight stars. They came in kings, left stunned and shook. Rock Chalk Nation wrote the book. Hands up high, feel that thunder run. Kansas Jayhawks took down number one. Kansas Jayhawks took down number one. Fast breaks, lockdown defense. Every shot got a message sent. Crowd so loud you could feel the sound echo through every small town. Blue blood flowing through our veins, decades deep, built on wins and pain. This ain't luck, this is tradition. Every season, same mission. When they doubt, we rise again. Not just players, but family and friends. Every fan part of the fight. Rock Chalk screaming into the night. We took down number one. Yeah, we showed them who we are, from the heart of Kansas to the national stars. They came in proud, left second best. Allen Fieldhouse passed the test. Hands up high, feel that thunder run. Kansas Jayhawks took down number one. Kansas Jayhawks took down number one. Chalk, Jayhawk, say it loud. Talk, say it proud. Shake the rafters, wake the crowd. We took down number one. Let the whole world know this is where the champions grow. Not just a win, it's a warning shot. Kansas basketball never stops. From the past to the future run, Kansas Jayhawks took down number one. Banners rise, history spun. Another chapter, another one. If you want the crown, better come prepared. Cause in Allen Fieldhouse, no one spared. Chalk, Jayhawk, Chalk, Jayhawk.